Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of INTJ and INFP Coffee. So this one is kind of interesting. This one's inspired by our own experiences, just I think like working on this channel.
Oh, I didn't know this topic was about our channel specifically. I thought it was workflow in terms of working on anything. But okay, yeah, we can talk about this channel.
Well, yeah, I can be working on anything, but I think for me, like I just really saw the difference in how we needed to work. Like when there was a specific video that we were both trying to do and we like approached it completely differently. And that was just like, yeah, the inspiration. So yeah, I guess we'll just talk about generally how high NI versus high NE works.
Wait, I want to ask you a question. So if you're like on a typical day and when you wake up in the morning, do you have to like have a general idea of what you're going to do for the whole day?
I mean, general, probably not as specific as SI maybe. I mean, this probably goes into like...
Do you have like a general vision of your day or not really?
Yeah, I think I do.
I don't. See, I don't have a specific one either. Right. I start off with nothing and then I just literally just go through my day. I don't have any image of like how my day is gonna turn out. I'm more like in the moment.
See, I think for me, like I need to make plans like a few days in advance, because if something within that day changes like last minute, then that really stresses me out.
Okay, so that's also true for me, but somehow I must be not conceptualizing it as I have an image of the day. I don't visualize the day. I just kind of know. Maybe it's more like SI. I just know like, okay, at 5 p.m. I have to go see this person. At 8 a.m. to go to work. Yeah, but it's not, I don't really have this general day trajectory.
Right.
Yeah. Basically, I'm saying it's more like a list and less like a holistic image.
Oh, interesting.
Or progress. Yeah, I don't think I think about time in a linear way like that.
Right.
It's literally a list. Like, I don't even think in my mind, 4 p.m. I'm doing this, and then at 6 p.m. like I don't visualize a progression from one event to the other. Right. It's just like two randomly things that I have to do at two times that I just memorize.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. That goes into the whole like timelessness. Like, which is maybe another video that we'll do. Yeah, interestingly, I get weirdly hung up on order, I think. When I try to plan my day. I'm like, should I do this thing first or that thing? And like, will this thing tire me out and then I won't be able to do that thing? So maybe I should do the harder thing first, or maybe I should do the easier things first to like get myself motivated, and then and I waste so much time thinking about like order.
Yeah, that's so interesting. Like I just started this new job. I don't think about order at all. Like as long as I just do all the things that I gotta do. Sometimes I even like I start one thing and then I just randomly decide to like stop in the middle of that one thing and then do the other thing and then finish the other thing and then return to the one thing. Yeah, so it doesn't really, I don't really care.
Interestingly, I think I'm trying to veer myself more in that direction, because I find like if I try to establish the perfect order, it never really works out anyway. So it's probably just best to just do what I feel like doing in the moment. But even then, I still kind of have a general idea of like what I have to do that day. But okay, I think why I wanted to do this video is because initially when we did those earlier micro-expression videos, we sat together in a room and like we kind of reacted in real time to these videos of celebrities and would explain their micro-expressions. And then we would take that footage and then try to structure it and edit it that way. And then there was a time we were like, okay, maybe it's too hard for us to sit in the same room and do that. I think it was like we'd do it separately, right? So then I was going to do my stuff and then you were going to do your commentary and then I would combine it together. But then somehow that was just like so difficult for me. And then that's when I realized like, okay, this is like probably way more of like an NE way of doing this. Okay, yeah, this was something that I realized. I think for NI, I need to see the entire framework of what I'm working with in order to actually do something with it. So that's why I realized, for these videos, I think it's best that I just write a script of the audio that I'm going to prepare.
Yeah.
Because when I'm writing a script, then I can always go back and be like, what was the intro? What was the second paragraph? And I can kind of
cross-contextualize everything. Because like structuring stuff is my worst nightmare. I really hate structuring stuff. It's probably like when you're writing, you're trying to like talk about the theories and whatever, and the thing that we talked about, you were saying like NE is like a chain,
right?
And NI is like this map, and Yeah, so it's like you're literally like bouncing from one place to another, and you're trying to visualize this map. It's like so impossible. Maybe like the times that I do a structure, it might just be like SI remembering structures that I've seen in the past and trying to emulate it, because I don't think my AE is like doing that.
Right.
Like it just keeps going, like just stream of consciousness, like a 1,000-page essay just keeps going. It's terrible.
When I have like a more of like a stream of consciousness thing, and then I have to try to fit it into a structure, that proves very difficult, because like I think this is another thing, like how we edit videos. I think with you can probably edit it based on that specific instance you're watching, because probably every SI instance is different from the next, right?
Yeah, that's actually, that's an interesting pattern. Like when you edit the video, you watch a whole video, and then you start editing because you need the big picture. But I never watch the video, I just start editing. I just start from the beginning and then go on and edit as I go.
Right.
So in my new job, I basically post social media posts for this company. I feel like you would have to have this general, like, okay, for the next 2 weeks or for the next month, it's going to be like general, like flow of data over the next month.
Yeah.
Like I just do them one by one, and they're with no sight of the future.
Yeah.
I just see it as like, oh, it's 7 days, it's 7 posts to do. I don't see it as like, oh, Monday to Sunday progression. No, it's just 7 posts.
Yeah, I guess if I were to do that, then I would probably think of like, okay, what are all the different types of posts that I would want to do, and then like maybe try to space out those different types of posts evenly. Yeah, I'd probably need some sort of structure to work with, because I think otherwise it would just be really hard for me to come up with multiple singular posts every single time. So like,
yeah, I think I do that in an SI way. Like I decided that Thursday is going to be like Throwback Thursday, so that's something to work with. And then sometimes I do Wacky Wednesday, and sometimes I do like TGIF, and then I think about, oh, there's Father's Day, so I have to do it for that. So it's like kind of, I don't even think of a progression to Father's Day. I just know that date I have to like do some things.
Well, I think your job probably is more maybe
SINE.
Yeah.
I mean, it probably is.
SE, but I mean, if you're thinking of like, it's probably easier to come up with like new content on the same product that you keep advertising,
it's the same product over and over again. Yeah, because the words matter a lot. I don't know how you guys would deal with that, but like the word, like the same products is 2 different products if you use 2 different words to describe it, essentially. But I don't think an SE person thinks that way necessarily.
Yeah. Like these kind of like micro expression videos where it's like, or I guess even just the way we do these videos too, like I need to write a script for myself, right?
It's so crazy that, I feel like after you said the chain versus mapping, like everything has gained a new layer of meaning. I'm making a whole new layer of associations, and it's so infuriating because you're like, I had this idea like in the beginning, like when I met you, and I talked about it now. No, because like you were talking about micro expressions video, and then I moved on to like my job, and then I was gonna move on to something else, but then you returned to the micro expressions video. It's just like, I'm just like this never ending chain, but then, since you have a map, you know the origin from which you start. So when you went back to, so my micro expressions video, I was like, whoa, right, that was the last bit of the chain that I totally left my mind.
Right, that's so interesting. So I guess that kind of represents how we need to like work, right? Like you just have to kind of go with your inspiration like moment by moment, right?
Half the time I don't know what the topic is. I just react to you, and then I react to myself. But then you're like, the workflow. Like, that's the topic of this video.
No, that's good, because if it was just me, it would be over in like a minute and a half. I'd be like, okay, here's my structure. The end. Okay, let me try to go back. But that's the thing. Okay, now this is, I think our like mental processes in real time is kind of exemplifying this difference, because like, when there's like a video and it's like maybe more unstructured, then it's like I have to go through and watch the whole video and kind of try to figure out how to clump these random bits that don't really fit into the structure.
Wait, what I don't understand is for the, not the micro expressions videos, but like the normal videos where we just chat, like it's funny because I used to change the order by theme, but then you used to not even change the order. So what? I don't get why you had to watch the whole. Like, why did you have to watch it for the structure if you're not gonna change the order?
Because I could change the order, but then that would be like so difficult for me. If I wanted to change the order, then I would just have to script it in the way that I wanted it first.
Yeah. But if you don't change the order, why do you have to figure out the structure if the structure is just how it happened in real time? Because it kept its order.
Maybe if we just wanted to put up the video as is, then like it's like fine, right? If we're not like really editing, or if we're just editing for like ums and that kind of thing, then maybe it's okay. But I think we're also kind of like editing to make it more cohesive, or like to take out things that are kind of extraneous and maybe make the flow kind of too awkward or things like that. So then
yeah, I guess I just decide if it's extraneous or not in the moment.
Right.
And then
yeah, so for me, I'm like, okay, I have to know what the general overall thing is.
To know if it's extraneous or not.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Okay. Oh, that's so interesting, because you're making it like a NI subjective judgment based on the whole, but I'm making an SI subjective judgment based on the piece.
Yeah, exactly.
I love how like I am constantly just verbalizing what you already know in different words, and I'm so impressed by myself because of the different wording. I'm always like so excited, like, oh yeah, peace, whole, and then Alex is like, yeah, we had this idea like ages ago.
No, but that's good, because I think you're probably better at communicating things all the time. Because to me, it's like all obvious in my head. I'm like, yeah, this is this and this is this, but then I probably
maybe
don't like verbalize it.
Yeah, maybe, or maybe you do verbalize, but a lot of times you just say this really general sentence like PE is subjective, PI is subjective,
right.
The end.
Because I think while I was editing the videos, it just took me so long to do, because I would like have to go back and be like, okay, what was this piece of video about? What was that piece of video about? And I feel like I'd have to hold all this information in my head simultaneously, which I'm like not good at. Which is partially why I started then writing scripts for myself, because at least then I imparted a little bit of structure into the video itself. Because initially we were just kind of talking freestyle, right? And we would often like change subjects like within the video, and we would even split that into like different videos itself.
Yeah, the interesting thing is even when I reordered the videos that we did, I still edited it. Like, I didn't watch the whole video, I just edited it as I went along, but then restructured it as I went along. Because I guess my introverted perception was making like subjective judgment about each piece. I was like, oh, this piece is this theme, put it in this corner. So I think the whole thing is about unit of perception, with SI and SE being smaller and NI and E being bigger, but then like where do you make the judgment, which is where do you make the intro, like where does it become subjective?
Right.
Does it become subjective on a larger scale or on a smaller scale?
Right. Yeah, because I think for most part probably high SI and high SE would see the same differences in terms of like needing to know whole structure versus like working piece by piece. I think just SI whole structure would look different than NI whole structure, and same with NE, SE. Anyways, this was very enlightening for me, because just like knowing our differences and knowing how we edit differently, and then finding like a way to edit that was more conducive to my NI, and like kind of making structure first was like just very freeing, I think. So I wanted to share that. So you guys let us know what you guys think about NI versus NE workflow, and also like high SI, high SE users, let us know where you fall in to that framework as well.
Yeah, complete the missing puzzle. Thanks. If you want to be types, we offer visual typing services via cognitive8.com, and if you want to support this channel, we do have a Patreon account. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
Bye.